and so we will see that rematch, much anticipated. Both have had it over a year in order to prepare for another shot at the title. And so tomorrow, actually Thursday, we'll be seeing that finals match between Daniil from Russia and Jules from France.
Oh, I think this is a new fighter from France.
Making his way to the ring, a new fighter from France, a new face, I believe in the 90-kilogram category. So my old weight division against the Kyrgyzstan fighter who won his first match by checkmate. So we have not seen him box yet, but we saw, just like this last Russian fight that we saw him won by checkmate pretty quickly.
Definitely looks the part
All right.
on the boxing side, Logan.
That's right. We have an E4 opening, and
so this type of thing is slightly tricky. Here you can actually sack the knight on E4 and then get a pin back, a fork back by playing D5. Okay, he decided against that. He played bishop B4. Generally, that is kind of a good exchange, though.
And now that is no longer available. The pawn is protected on E4.
We've gone to something a little bit more symmetrical. He's just given the bishop up, which I'm not a big fan of doing myself, but, you know, styles make fights. It's the same in chess. Here he's getting the center. No, this is all extremely decent. They have to castle fast because that E-file is obviously, you know, I think black should emulate this castling so that the E5 pawn, we're going to be able to protect it without the king being an issue behind it.
That's right, and we should look for some action on the E-file. This will be a battle over the center with a pawn advantage in the center going to white. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how this plays out.
The problem in this type of position is that you can actually protect the pawn. Generally here, somebody's going to play F6, for example, and let's imagine. But once the white pawn is going to break the center, that F6 is all of a sudden going to look a little bit strange. So queen d6, he's trying to protect with pieces rather than pawns. This is well played. A4 is also well played because now there's a bishop a3 with a skewer. So many things happening, and
and for those new to chess, here is a skewer. A skewer is when a piece like a bishop attacks two pieces on the same diagonal or file. So rooks can skewer, queens can skewer, and this bishop is going to take this knight on f8.
And he's just and the knight on d5 is also hanging now. So yeah, that's.
So this is actually a two-piece advantage now. White is doing an excellent job.
He is. I feel a little bit disappointed for Logan because he was doing a really good job of playing lots of natural moves and doing well in the opening. And it seems a little unfair. I think, you know, obviously he's in fight or flight mode. Probably his chess is a little bit better than you know, the type of blunder that he's
but Aknazar is coming out guns blazing in this Chessboxing World Championship. He already won in a first-round checkmate in his last round, and he already has a clear advantage in this match.
Unfortunately, there's not enough pressure with this bishop g4, and like the rook more just means liquidation. You know, this is often a mistake with beginners. They believe that they have to win a second time. Here, he's just going to simplify. I think he's a mature enough player to not make that type of mistake.
That's right, and going up another pawn on e4 right before the bell rings, and here we go. We're about to see some boxing action because France knows he's behind on the board. He knows he's going to have to bring the heat in the ring. Kyrgyzstan very excited to see him box. We've only seen him play chess so far.
He looks very calm.
He looks extremely calm, and he knows how to put on boxing gloves. That's a good start.
Lace up. But Logan knows what time it is. He knows that it's going to be all in from the start because, like Dogu, he might not get a second round, so it's going to be explosive.
That's right, and yeah, just looking at these two fighters, more athletic build for Logan, and a very serious look on his face, and almost a smile on the look of the
it's time to shine, right?
fighter.
But we are in the era of Tyson Fury, so you know There's not only one shape that you can box in.
Andy Ruiz, Tyson Fury, it does not matter what you look like. It matters what your skill is. So we do have a southpaw fighter from France, Logan, coming out with his right hand, right foot forward, and hands already down for Kyrgyzstan. Maybe a counterpuncher. Have not seen him box before, but keeping his distance. A little overreaction there on that parry. That might be something to look for. If I was a French fighter, maybe I would throw a little feint, see if he does that again, and follow up with another jab or a hook. But yeah, that overreaction there would be a tell for me when I'm starting to assess my opponent.
I actually like what Logan's doing. I think that he's just going to pick his shots. He's going to be sending bombs, but he's not going to be going every single second. He's playing with his nervous system right now.
I would like to see a little bit more aggression from Logan. I think he has nothing going for him on the board. So I do think he should be pressing the issue a little bit more, forcing engagements. Kyrgyzstan fighter doing a great job of just keeping his distance, staring at him. Kenzhebaev counterpunching when he needs to, and finding more space, circling without getting stuck in corners. So really impressed so far with the Kyrgyzstani fighter.
Well, he's doing the defensive job that's been asked of him. It's true that I think Logan doesn't have to be so much more aggressive, but at least feints, at least to try to get some information out of him. Great
timing and counterpunch from the Kyrgyzstani fighter right there. He got just out of range, slid outside of a big shot from Logan, and came with an overhand right that grazed his opponent. So, another great counterpunch timing, a lead cross right down the middle, following it up with a lead hook. Really clean.
He's ready to slip at any moment. He's shifting the weight.
He's keeping his right hand down. This guy reminds me a lot of my 2018 championship bout. Just a guy that didn't look like a killer, but was, and had really good timing. Very, 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 very impressed so far.
I think Logan's got the power, but he's just being way too hesitant. He has to have more volumes just to have more chances.
Well, and just like that, where he built up his first step, and the Kyrgyzstani guy saw that build up and timed a perfect cross, another counter cross.
He has to double that jab.
He's doing the same thing every time, though. Something I would try to be yelling from Logan's corner is, hey, feign the jab. Every time you throw the jab, he's slipping just outside of the jab and throwing a cross. Feint that jab and throw a hook instead, because he's moving right into hook range.
Feint it and then double up the jab when you're entering. And
keep your rear hand at home, catch that counter cross. There's the first hook that I saw from Logan. He needs to be throwing that hook more.
I think he's starting to find his pace, but the problem is it's too late.
And
now.
There's the bell. Excellently executed by Kyrgyzstan. Not sure Kyrgyzstan won the round, but he's certainly winning this match with how he executed that boxing round. Great counter-punching, great distance control, excellent timing. Really, really impressed with how he did.
So are we going to see a repeat of the last match? Is he going to be able to keep the pace at the chess and just play every single move without thinking too much of it? Because his advantage permits that. He doesn't have to be that precise. All he has to do is press on the clock.
Yeah, clock is in his favor already, along with the position. It is not as much of a difference in this one. So with Dagu, he was already less than 2 minutes. There's an extra 30 seconds on the clock for Logan. So I do think we could potentially see another boxing round, which possible. Selfishly I would love to see. But we'll see if Aknazar is willing to let that happen, because he does have a clear advantage on the board, and assuming he moves quickly. Wow, Logan is letting precious time tick off the clock. I mean, he's probably using this to recover and assess the position, make sure he doesn't make another mistake. But, man, I would be moving quicker.
Aknazar has to play the whole game under 30 seconds, but I don't think he's going for that challenge. He's actually thinking about his moves. See, I would have already played, because why even think about it? You got to rook more. Any move is good.
That's right, yeah, and only 20 seconds. I do think we will probably see another boxing round with how slowly both fighters are moving right now.
Mm-hmm. There is a threat here, but of course he will take that bishop, so the mate on e8 is not going to happen. 98, 95, attacking the bishop. Needs to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, I mean, if we move the bishop off that square, there's a beautiful king and queen fork on d7.
That's definite. It has to stay on the c8 h3 diagonal.
I would start trying to push that bishop out. Maybe an h3 move. See if he slips back, tries to control the diagonal instead of defending that square. But no longer there. The queen is also protecting that square now. There is some potential tactics, but the bishop comes off the board.
He's never going to finish around in 6 seconds.
He just blundered it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Logan just knows at this point it's going to come down to another boxing round because Aknazar is doing a great job simplifying the position.
There is a threat of mate if he's not. Where's that queen going? Okay.
Protected it.
Yeah, he protected it.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, attacking the pawn on a5.
And also maybe like a check or something on c5 and bringing the rooks somewhere or other.
Could check on c5, capture c6, yeah.
Capture on c6 or go to a7 and threaten the back rank with the rook. You know, they could be either mate, either we still call it a skewer, yeah? In that sense.
I think pinning the queen to the king.
Pinning.
Yeah, that'd be a pin.
I get mixed up with the French all the time.
There's the check, and this rook is going to have a field day scooping up these pawns.
Well, this is actually a basic lesson in why material advantage is good, because if you simplify down, you don't have to win the game 5 times. Huh? You win that rook, you simplify down, and you just wipe everything off the board. Now it's Pac-Man.
Absolutely right.
But we are going to see another round of boxing.
20 seconds left for Logan. Not even thinking about chess anymore, probably already shifting gears to start psyching himself up for the boxing.
It seems like the Kyrgyz is not sweating too much about it, though. He's pretty happy doing his thing, having another round of boxing.
I think we have a new force to be reckoned with in the 90-kilogram division, though. This guy actually reminds me a lot of Tony, the guy that beat me in 2019 from France. Very strong chess player, adequate at boxing. And I would actually give a boxing advantage to this Kyrgyzstani fighter. His understanding
Tony Grunfelder, huh?
Yeah, Tony improved, but this Kyrgyzstani fighter has great understanding of distance and timing from what I've seen from him so far.
So you said the 90 category, it's the under 95, right? No, over 90, under 95, is that the case?
Is this 95? I believe, I thought it was 90.
Oh, I don't know.
But I could be wrong.
Right. They just look like big lads.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is 90. All right. So immediately closing distance. And, man, Kyrgyzstani fighter not shying away from some exchanges. A good hook lands coming out of that exchange from France.
He's not phased by the aggression.
Oh, I love how he looks like he's sinking back into a stance in a passive way and then explodes with a lead cross. He has a really, really good deceptive counterpunch with that.
Yeah, it's coming from down there, isn't it? It's coming from down there.
And he knows he doesn't have to initiate any of these exchanges. He's like, come and get me.
A little bit of a feint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the standstill is good for me, too.
another shot and tie up. He's using his time wisely. I do think that hook phased him a little bit. That hook right off of the exchange before a grazing lead hook landed for a Kyrgyzstani fighter there. Another lead right.
It works. It works. Why change?
It works every time.
I think he's understood well the strategy of boxing. He's keeping his calm. He's not trying to get too tired, and he's just everything's good for him. You know, like his standstill is good. You know, countering is good. Moving from side to side.
His style is similar to Dagukan's. He's baiting action from his opponent to be able to exploit whatever kind of mistake they make while they initiate that action. I don't like seeing this open mouth breathing from France. I don't like what looks like a sloppier style. Look at head down, body language bad. He really needs to be coming forward and attacking. I think he may have given up a good right and left hand lands to the head, and then a few rapid punches landing to the body, none doing much damage. Yeah, he needs to do it right now. France is starting to pipe up from ringside, but he needs to be swinging for the fences here, and they're yelling him to support. We'd love to see how the French team supports their fighters in there, and he's drawing on the energy of his teammates to try to make something happen here.
He hit with an open hand there, but I think it's just a frustration. He knows that it's not going anywhere.
So a little bit of time to recover, I think, actually benefits France here. Normally, I would say the fighter who's winning on chess would be stalling, but I actually think that getting a breather and summoning up a little bit more energy to try to throw a knockout shot benefits France. He's looking a little bit more fresh. Kyrgyzstan did a good job of closing the distance quickly first. A really good roll. And a counter right lands for Kyrgyzstan.
The problem is with this swinging strategy, these big one-punch KOs, they don't happen all that often. Like, you actually do need more of a flurry to knock someone out.
Love the personality coming out for Kyrgyzstan, beckoning his opponent in and then landing a counter combination. Incredible job.
Kudos
from our Kyrgyzstani fighter. We have a new force to be reckoned with in the chess boxing world. That is going to be an easy win on the chessboard for after weathering the storm of that chess round.
And I see a lot of humility. I don't know if it's just the fact that he's maybe on his own, maybe not a big team, but he seems very, yeah, okay, I won. Well, these things happen, and let's continue our journey.
I definitely see more emotion, big smile on his face, sticking his tongue out. Kyrgyzstan is already celebrating a little bit, which is understandable. And yeah, we are going to see France fall out of the 90 kilogram division and Kyrgyzstan advance. Even if there were another 2 minutes on the clock for Logan, very difficult position to play as black, and it looks like this might even just be called.
I think he's actually going to call it. He's going to throw in the towel. No,
he's going to play through, and kudos to that. In chess boxing, you should always play to the end. There's no reason not to. There's no downside to playing out the match. If you're going to lose anyway, you might as well see if one of your shots did enough damage for some illegal moves to come out of your opponent, or see if somehow you could turn the time advantage back around. Very unlikely in this position, but as a general rule for chess boxers, play to the end every time.
Play the rule, but play to the end. But at the same time, if you don't want to, you've got an easy way out with chess if you're losing on the chess. Whereas you can't really stop a boxing match because it's frowned upon.
And there we have it. Game over. Time out. Kyrgyzstan advances. Well fought to the French fighter and to Team France. But we will see a Kyrgyzstani in the finals.
Everybody's definitely showing good skill in the opening. It seems to past the opening, there are more mistakes being made. I think it is due to nerves. A lot of it's due to nerves.
Big celebrations ringside from the Kyrgyzstani troupe and from the crowd here in Riccione, Italy. And after that match, I'm going to take a quick bathroom and water break. Carl, you can either join me and take a break or take over the mic.
Okay, I'll take over.
We'll be back in just a few. We'll give it 2 minutes. We'll be covering the next matchup.